Do the time and don't let the time do you. This is an old saying. So this is an old saying that a lot of people will say when they're locked up, because you'll go crazy letting the time do you unless you start doing the time. You see what I'm saying? Which means you can sit there on your bunk, depressed, anxiety, and fear and everything, and worried about everything. Or you could go and do the time. You could go and hit a workout out. You could, read a book. You could learn things, get better at the things that you could get better at, and that saying can be used anywhere, because it's the same way out here in life. In life, you can either choose to do the time or you can let the time do you. I'm pretty sure, you could look at certain people and be like, damn, I could just tell the time did you, because you just let the world beat you. You just quit the fight. You didn't give it your all. You quit. And I'ma do the time, man. I'ma do the time. So to me, out here doing the time is trying my hardest. Getting better at the things I want to get better at. Whether it's the gym, whether it's cutting hair, whether it's this YouTube, content creation, whether it's on my Instagram, whether it's whatever it is. I'm always trying to get better. That little 1 step better, that little 1% better. I'm always trying to get better. Or, I could sit around like a lot of these chumps do and just, complain about life and cry about life and ask for a handout and wait for a handout. That's not, that's not doing the time. That's letting the time do you. So with that being said, I'm going to do the time because I know it takes action in order to see results, in order to move forward. You need action, bro. You need action. Like when an idea comes to my mind, I have to do it within a certain amount of time. If not, I start losing belief in it. Like anything I've ever done, I got the idea and I just started on it immediately, because I need that energy, that belief that I have right now, that I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I could do this. And I'm convincing myself I could do this. And if I believe I could do this, I know I could do this. So I go and start doing it. And once I start, I can't stop because I already started. You see what I'm saying? But people just, they think about stuff. They'll, think about it, talk about it, and never start it. So it's like, you procrastinating and you're never going to get to where, you want to get to, because they want to get to level 10 and they ain't even start yet. Like, bro, you can't go from level 0 to level 10 in 2 seconds. It's going to take some time. You know what I'm saying? First, you're going to learn how to, if you're doing recording videos, first you're going to learn how to record properly. And then you're going to learn how to talk. And then you're going to learn how to talk and record. You know what I'm saying? It's like a process to this shit. But, me, man, I like that saying because it's like, it's out here, like it's relevant to the world, because it's like, what are you gonna do with your time? Are you just gonna scroll on TikTok, scroll on Instagram, scroll on this and that, and not do anything with your time? Or are you gonna be the one that actually, build something and make something happen and make something of themselves? It don't matter what happened to you in the past. It don't matter where you come from or this and that. You can make something out of yourself. So, like, what are you going to do? You going to let the time do you, or you going to do the time? For me, I've been on the other side also, where I let the time do me. I've been in times in my life and places in my life where I'm like, man, I give up. I'm just depressed. I'm sick. Everything's just hitting me at once. I feel like I lost, and it is what it is, but after a while, I start thinking, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to sit here like this forever? Am I going to quit forever? Am I not going to try forever? And then that's when my thought, my other thought of mine comes, and I'll be like, hell no, I got to try. Even if I want to quit, I got to try this shit. I got to fucking, just give it a shot. Even if people laugh, even if... Excuse me, I'm a little sick. But even if I want to give up, even if, people laugh at me, even if people are like, man, that shit's not going to work, man, that shit's trash and this and that, I'm still going to give it a try. I'm still going to go hard because, what if I change that? What if I change that? Because it happened to me before, For those of you that know me, I do music also. And I've had people that thought my shit was trash later on be like, yo, that shit sounded good. And in the beginning, they're like, man, that shit trash. You know what I'm saying? So I could have just went off that and been like, fuck that. I'm not good at music. I'm done. Nah. I'm like, fuck that. All right, you think my shit is trash? It's all good. That's just an opinion to me. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep going hard. Matter of fact, that energy that you just gave me, that little, that little constructive criticism you just gave me, that opinion you just gave me, I'm going to take that and I'm going to run with it. And next time I go to the studio, I'm going to use that as energy. Like, man, he thinks this shit trash. Man, you got me fucked up. This is what I'm going to say. Boom. And the shit going to sound good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people don't use that energy. They just, they feel bad about it and shit, but it's just an opinion, bro. You letting a little opinion fucking, mess you up. You weak, you soft, you know what I'm saying? People got opinions all day long. They're gonna talk about you all day long. And if you weak about that shit, bro, you gonna fold and you're not gonna get nowhere. So, with that being said, man, it's like, I'm not gonna quit. I've been on that side where I feel like, damn, this shit sucks and this and that. But, at the end of the day, I learned that I got to do the time. And I've been in a place where, I had to either pick, hey, you either going to let the time do you, you going to stress out, you going to go crazy in this bitch, you going to lose your hair, you going to fucking lose it all, or you going to say, fuck it, I'm in this position, it is what it is, I'm going to do the time. I'm going to start to get working out, I'm going to read, I'm going to start getting, inform myself about shit, learn shit, that's what I'm going to do. Better myself as much as I can. And viewing it that way will make your time easier. And I'm talking about right now, whatever you might be going through, whatever situation you in, you can either let it do you or you could do it. You know what I'm saying? And I choose to do it, because I'm going to try. Regardless, I'm going to try. And regardless, letting the time do you or letting the situation do you is just going to stress you out a million times more, bro. So I would choose to fight that shit and, keep on trying, keep my head up and keep going, because that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters is you keep pushing. So a lot of people want to just give up and not even try. That's kind of pathetic to me, because you always have a choice to try again. You always have, you could try again. You could fail in certain things and try again. There's been a lot of stories of people, successful people where they try a million things and they fail. And imagine if they would have just stopped when they failed, they would have never been who they are to this day. You know what I'm saying? But you got to try a million things or try a bunch of times in order to know, like, okay, I'm really doing this shit. I'm not taking no for an answer. And I've been through it too. Like with my little successes, like I noticed that if I would have said, damn, I'm a failure, damn, I'm a quit, I wouldn't have got this far, I wouldn't have got this fucking far. And with that being said, with you doing that many times or even a couple times, you're going to build the strength to be like, man, fuck that. In any situation, you're going to be like, fuck that. I've been through this before in a different situation. It could be like for instance, me, right, with barbering. I could have been like, man, fuck this shit. After I mess somebody up, I'm like, fuck this shit, bro. This ain't for me, you know what I'm saying? But now I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have got to the point where I got clients now. People love the way I cut their hair. I'm better at cutting hair. I'm more established. Like, I wouldn't have got here if I would have been like, nah, I quit, bro. I'm not good at this shit. You're not going to be good in the beginning, bro. You're not going to be good. You know what I'm saying? So don't let it do you, bro. Do the situation. You know what I'm saying? Because I could easily quit and be like, nah, I'm good. And then what? What am I going to get to? Everything is going to have that moment where you're like, damn, I don't even think I'm good at this shit. Damn, I don't even know if people like this shit. But you got to keep going until they like this shit. You're going to make them like this shit. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get so good that they're going to be like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, Kev getting right now. He's right now. You know what I'm saying? You right now. Now I want to come back. Now I want to watch your videos because your shit's fire. In the beginning, you had to go through it and this and that. Now your shit's fire. I'm tuned in. Boom. That's how you know what I'm saying? That's how you do this shit, man. So, with me quitting, man, I'm not going to stop. And people don't understand that. Also, it don't matter, you're not going to be good as hell at something when you first start, like I was saying, right? So, you know, you could quit that one thing. Like, let's say I would have quit barbering and started YouTubing, right? Making videos. At first, I wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? My videos were horrible. You can look back. My videos weren't that good as they are now. You know what I'm saying? My editing is way better now. I still got a whole lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? I still got a whole lot of learning to do, a whole lot of shit to do. But it's like, the progress is what's going to make you keep pushing. And you're never going to be good at something unless you keep watering that something. You know what I'm saying? So regardless, you're going to be bad at something. So if you jump to the next thing, you still going to be bad at that thing. And you could jump to 40,000 different things. At one point in that thing, you're going to be bad at a certain area, or even that thing you're going to be bad at. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, that's what it come with, is you got to get better with this shit. You know what I'm saying? You just got to keep putting in that work so you could get better. That's what's going to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I love that saying, man. You either gonna do the time, or the time gonna do you. You know what I'm saying? So you either gonna put in that hard work, or that hard work gonna stop you from, being great. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not up for that. I'm willing to fight it. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to go through it. If I gotta put up some fucked up videos and this and that, people laugh, oh, that shit funny and this and that. All right. You know what I'm saying? All right, bet. But when I get up there and I'm good now, because I done put all this hard work in, I believed in myself, I ain't got to say shit, because it's just going to show, and motherfuckers going to come around like, yo, you really been at it, bro. You really been at it. And that's how it happened with my music shit. With my music, I used to, in the beginning, I wasn't confident and stuff. I was letting the situation do me. You know what I'm saying? I was letting the pressure and all that shit do my ass. You know what I'm saying? Do me. Like, make me feel like, fuck. Like, I'm just not good enough. But I kept on and kept on. People would laugh. Oh, that shit try. Oh, you want to rap now, this and that. All right. And then now motherfuckers like, damn, that shit sounded good. Yo, y'all getting better and this and that. You getting better and this and that. Yeah, because I put that work in. I ain't let the situation do me. You know what I'm saying? I started doing this situation. Fuck that. I'm going to go through all this shit and I'm going to get better. You know what I'm saying? So remember, don't let the time do you. Do the time. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the situation do you. You do the situation, man. No matter what. Let's get it.